In this video, we're going to go over French knots and the differences in each one, how you make them thicker and thinner. It's time to do a stitch that I used to hate, but now it's one of my favorite stitches. We're going to do French knots. French knots are great for insides of flowers, filling in hillsides, making little mini flowers, lots of things. So I've got my needle threaded. We're going to go up into the thread, or into the canvas. Okay, pull it all the way through. Now, there are different ways you can make French knots depending on how thick you want the French knot to be. So I'm going to show you all of them. It all involves the number of threads you're using and the number of times you twist the thread around the needle. So this is 3 strands. So first we're gonna twist it once. So, twist. Now, you're going to stick it as close as possible to the hole you came in, but not in the same hole. Hold this tight. Let it go. Okay, that's a 1 twist French knot. Then, if you're filling in a circle, you just go right next to it as close as you can. 1 twist. Pull it through. Put it next to it, but not in the same hole, and just pull it through. This is one that when I was first starting, I used to practice on like these little edges over here because I was very nervous. Actually, the first time I did this, I couldn't figure it out, and I had to call my grandma and I FaceTimed her and asked her to give me some assistance, and that's how I figured out how to do it. So this is just how you use it to fill in. Since I'm only twisting once, the knots are a lot smaller. If you want a really thick knot, you could use 6 strands of thread and you could twist 3 times, but I'm just showing you what it looks like with 1. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in just a little bit to show you the difference. Okay, now over here, I'm going to show you a 2. So you do it the exact same way. I'm gonna twist it twice. 1, 2. This is probably my preferred one. Okay, so there's a 2. And I'm gonna put a 1 right next to it so you can see the difference. So here's a 1. 1. Oops. 1. And then put it right close to it, but not exactly where it is. Let me see if I can show you on the other side. Okay, so it's not right in the hole, it's just directly next to it. Okay, pull it through. Okay, so you can see this one's a little bit smaller. Now I'm gonna do a 3 right here. Okay, I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, and see how tight I'm holding it? Oops, that's a little too far away. Close as possible. Push it through. Okay, so you can see that each of them is just a little fuller than the other ones. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this one with the 1 twist French knot. 1. The French knot can give you trouble, but if you just go slow, you'll be fine. Sometimes I have found that it will get tangled, and if you can't get it untangled, I would just cut it off and start again. This, remember, is supposed to be, a fun project and not something stressful. So that's always what I try to tell myself, is I don't want to get too hung up on making sure that, you know, I want to remember the point of what I'm doing. So whether it's for a gift, it's time to do a stitch that I used to hate, but now it's one of my favorite stitches. We're going to do French knots. French knots are great for insides of flowers, filling in hillsides, making little mini flowers, lots of things. So I've got my needle threaded. We're going to go up into the thread.